This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV, back in London, from LA to London. Hamzah, first of all, how are you, mate? When did you get back?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. I got back a week ago. Back into the swing of things, back in continuing camp, and we're all good.
How do you find it adapting? Because I assume you come back for filming, which we'll talk about, and then you have gone back and forth for, what is it, 3.5, 4 years now?
Yeah, coming up to 4 years, man, and it's flown. It's absolutely flown. I'm slowly adjusting to it, but you can never really adjust to the time difference. You know what I mean? It takes a good 7 to 10 days. But listen, I'm blessed. I'm in a good, blessed position to be able to do what I do out in LA and be able to come here and perform in front of the UK fans and in front of the Riyadh fans and wherever it may be.
Frank's always said, like, he respects you for investing in your career, taking yourself out of your comfort zone. Do you feel like in that 4 years you've adapted and you do feel comfortable out in LA now?
Yeah, definitely. The first few camps was hard, man, because you got even the British humour and American humour, two completely different things. So when you're like in the gym trying to crack jokes of all these fellow gym mates, you're like there just laughing your head off, and they're like, "What the fuck did he just say?" And it's like, oh God, here we go. But I've slowly adjusted now, and we've kind of got common ground, and I know where to go for certain things and where not to go for certain things. So yeah, it's all good, man.
Let's talk about September 21st. It feels like a hell of a long time ago we was all in London for the press conference. Yeah. Do you enjoy having that amount of preparation time, or do you like it where you've kind of got a little bit of, there you go, quick?
You know what, I don't mind it. Listen, if it's quick, then it's more kind of, you bang the butt, crack on with your camp, and the fight's done. But if it's long, you've got a lot more time to kind of gradually build up to it, and you've got to be careful that you don't burn out too quick and you don't peak too quick. So either or, I'm not a diva, I'm not a prima donna. I'm just honoured to be in the position I am and getting the opportunities I am. A massive thank you to my team and His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh for making boxing what it is today.
I want to go back to the last Riyadh season card in LA. You was there,
I was there, yeah.
Right? Surely that's got to be a little taster of what to expect in London.
Yeah.
First one outside Saudi Arabia. Yeah. If it's anything like that, it's going to be a night to remember, right?
I was there ringside, and I don't know who was next. I think it was Adil. And I asked him, I go, how many people are here? He goes, just under 20,000. And then I kind of put things into perspective, and I thought 21st there's going to be 96,000. So I thought, oh shit, here we go. But yeah, it's one of them things where you can't think about it too much. As you kind of turn up and you crack on with it, and you kind of take it all in your stride. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think about that though? Like, you are about to be part of the biggest card this country's ever seen, maybe even the world's ever seen, because just taking away AJ Debar out of the equation, yourself, Tyler, Kakachi, Warrington, Leo Smith, Josh Kelly, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And you know what? It's nice to be implemented and your name being implemented part of history. The first was being Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren in Riyadh. Now, that was massive history in itself. Now the biggest Riyadh season card in the UK. So I'm blessed, man. I'm just like, you kind of pinch yourself. Do you know what I mean? You kind of pinch yourself. You didn't even dream of these things when you was a kid. Like you only dream of world titles and whatnot, and then you get opportunities like this. And I suppose the only way I can repay the people giving me the opportunity in His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and my team is to train to the best of my ability and to fight to the best of my ability as well.
Yeah, do you feel that little bit of added pressure? Because we know the relationship you've got with HG, being an ambassador, of course. You aren't just another fighter in the card. You may look at it like that to kind of take the pressure off of you, but you have got that kind of title. You've got that mantle on your name.
Yeah, it's like I said, it is surreal. You know, when you're doing interviews now and you think about it, and you're like, all right. You don't think about it until you get asked about it. So it's like, oh man, I'm in a real good position to be in. And you always hear me use the word bless. And when you really understand what that word means, it's exactly the position I think I'm in now. So yeah, like I said, I just got to give my maximum that I can give back in the ring and out of the ring as an ambassador of Riyadh season as well.
But even before the Saudis come on board, you've always struck me as a person that are grateful for whatever you've got, whether it be kind of headlining Copper Box, whether being Queensbury and Frank Warren kind of getting behind you from the start. you've always been grateful for the opportunities you've been given.
Yeah, no, you know what it is? I know what it's like to come from nothing, because I came from nothing. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying I've made something now, because I'll always be a humble man, but I know what it's like to have the days when you can't even afford basic things like bread and milk and the little things in life. Do you know what I mean? And you can't afford train tickets to go to gym, so you got to walk the extra. You know what it is? It's I know where I come from. I know where I come from, and I understand that people are in that position now, and they're looking at me thinking, "Oh, I'd love to be like a Hamzah Sheeraz. I'd love to be like the fighters on the Riyadh season card." So, if anyone's the proof of hard work gets you places, I believe I'm one of them. I'm one of them men.
Now, I want to ask you, what have yourself, Brad Pitt, and Jason Statham all got in common?
You're gonna have to tell me, mate, because my acting skills. Listen, I remember when I was doing it, I was like, I wasn't cringing, but I was like, oh, this is so hard, man. I'm not a natural in this. But it didn't come out too bad.
You've all worked with Guy Ritchie, man. You've all worked, and that's mad. If you think about the amount of actors there are over in the UK worldwide who would kill to be directed by Guy Ritchie.
Do you know what the maddest thing is here? So I remember when they told us it was a Guy Ritchie film, I was in the gym. We got the email. Yeah. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm working with Guy Ritchie. And then Ricky goes, yeah, Brad Pitt done his training at Tengoose with Joe Goosen and Ricky for Snatch.
Really?
Yeah, for Snatch. I've got the pictures. I'll try to get you the picture. He's in the video of him in the gym, hitting the pads, hitting the bag, learning how to fight. So, yeah, it was kind of crazy how...
25 years ago, mate.
Do you know what I mean? Crazy how it works, how the universe kind of brings it all together.
What I'm interested in is because I've spoke to all the fighters kind of about having to take the 2 days out of camp, but with this time there was a lot of notice and the fight, so I'm assuming you made adjustments. But are you in and around your opponent? Was you with Tyler Denny in filming?
No, we didn't see him. I don't think he was there on the same days. I don't think no opponents were there on the same days. So we done our filming on separate days and whatnot. But the funny thing is, you'd see the doubles around. So you'd look at that Tyler. No, that's his double. I'm telling you, doubles were crazy. Like.
Did you see your double?
Yeah, I had a double there as well. And he kind of looked very like it's my double and same height as me, kind of same skinny build as me. And I was like, shit. And it was kind of weird because it's so awkward. I went up to him and I thought, fuck, am I meant to be you? Or are you meant to be me? Do you know what I mean? It's like that rush hour moment.
Yeah. With Tyler Denny, your opponent, obviously we spoke at the press conference about very last minute being Tyler. When you compare that to the Ammo Williams fight, the Ammo Williams was seen as a very, very 50-50 fight. With this one, by the bookies anyway, you're quite a clear favourite. That doesn't really change your mentality at all though, does it?
No, not at all. And if anything, it makes me more dangerous because I have to keep reverting to the fact that people think it should be a walkover for me. So you almost have to live up to the British boxing public's expectation. Do you know what I mean? And that's what makes Tyler dangerous because he has no expectations to live up to. People think he just come in as like the sacrificial lamb, but I know that ain't the case. I know that's not the case. He's going to bring his A game, and possibly we're going to see a Tyler Denny that we haven't seen before. How
do you envision the fight going?
You know, I've envisioned it many ways. There's many ways it can go. I don't want to say it's going to go this way or that way, but I think the main outcome you'll see is a Hamzah Sheeraz win for sure. I've worked too hard. If you watch my interviews, I say it all the time, I've worked too hard to let opportunities like this slip through my fingers.
I want to ask you about your jab. Yeah. Every fight, it seems now, kind of certainly for the last five fight, and then definitely when it comes to the Leon Williams fight, obviously it didn't last long, but your jab was just key. It's been compared to Thomas Hearns. Do you still work on that, and do you still see that as your best attribute?
Definitely, you can never work on it enough. You can't get complacent as well, thinking, oh, I've got a good jab now, I'm going to work on my right hand. It's never that. I don't know because I haven't achieved greatness yet, but I think one of the key factors would be repetition. Practicing the same things, keeping it simple and working on the basics. That's what Ricky teaches me anyway, working on the basics and staying consistent. So as long as I do that, I think my jab would just keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger until I peak.
Just a couple of questions away from this fight, Hamzah. Obviously, we won't bother you with them on fight week, but when it comes to yourself, did you ever think 12 months ago your name would be in the same sentence as Terence Crawford?
No, never in a million years. Never in a million years, no. It was, when I see it, when I was in America, I watched it and I thought, yeah, do you know what I took from it? It wasn't that I got kind of like all gassed up thinking, yeah, me and Terence Crawford, we can have it. You never say never, because in boxing, you know, great things can happen. But what I took from it was, it's amazing to be mentioned in the same sentence as him. And boxing greatness, just to achieve half or a quarter of what Terence Crawford achieved, I'd be a very, very, very content and happy man.
With Riyadh season, though, nothing's impossible. No, like, again, if we'd have spoken even about 6 months ago, it'd be looking very, very unlikely. But with the relationship that are made on both parties, it could happen. Again, it could happen. But you're going to go into that fight confident, aren't you? And you're going to relish that opportunity if that did come out.
And listen, any opportunity I get like that, you know Hamzah Sheeraz turning up, and you know no matter who's in there with him, it ain't going to be a walkover. And I always give my 100%, and always will give my 100%.
Just last thing I want to kind of speak to you about. What was your initial reaction when you saw Chris Eubank Jr. was fighting Zerameta?
You know what, I've said it before, I was disappointed. Disappointed as a potential opponent, disappointed as a boxing purist, disappointed as a casual, disappointed as a human. And the reason being is because, listen, you can't say I've been out the ring when you're at that level. You can't say because I've been out the ring for too long, I need a warm-up fight back. And I give the example of Terence Crawford. He was out, he didn't fight after the Spence fight. He didn't fight for a year and a half, and he's come back fighting an active, strong fighter in Madrimov. So when you kind of compare the two, it just goes to show a good boxer and a great boxer, and there's only a certain amount of times you can fool the public. But then again, it all comes down to what he wants as a fighter as well. He wants different. Every fighter wants different things, and I think his demands are a bit more unique than others.
How would you feel if you win a world title? The fight's offered to him again as a massive world title fight. It'd be absolutely huge. How would you feel if the fight still couldn't be made on Chris Eubank Jr.'s side?
Then it's all down to him, innit? Then he's just being a pussy, and it's as simple as that. There is no other way to put it, and I think that's the way I've got to go about things now. I've got to go out, set myself to win a world title, and then I'm sure he'll come crawling back.
Amo Williams is kind of brought a little bit of I don't want to say beef, but a good build-up. Do you feel like someone like Chris Eubank Jr. would bring that little bit of spite out in you in press conference?
He's into mental games, isn't he? He's into the little 1% outside of the fight, and that's what's helped him in his future fights as well. So it'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting, but all of that will only be a reality so long as I beat Tyler Denny.
Excellent. That's a great way to finish, Hamzah. I will see you next week. It's all about to go down, mate.